I do ask upon my website, if you've ever visited my website, that when an individual is making that choice to come along and experience a tantric journey, that if there is a partner within their lives, that they express their intention clearly and with honesty. And this is for a couple of reasons that I really feel today are important to share with you. And they are both around shame and stigma. So if I say Tantra to others, there is already a preconceived idea of what Tantra is about. And it's all around it being sexual and about great sex and that and nakedness and maybe all the other ideas that we have decided Tantra is, without truly experiencing Tantra, without truly delving into the authentic roots of Tantra. It has this sticky stigma to it, this tainted stigma to it, of it being about sex. And Tantra includes sex. It invites us into sex because sex is part of who we are, and that's the only reason for it. It's not shaming or suppressing any part of us. It's inviting us to step into the wholeness and the fullness and all the delicious, multifaceted aspects of who we are. And sex is a core of that. So it is not about getting great sex or having great sex or doing great sex. It's an invitation to be all that you are. This is also, sex has a lot of shame around it. Our idea of sex, we've decided that sex is about the act of sex. And so therefore, sex has shame about it. And it may be that we want to step into a tantric journey to release our shame or our grief or our trauma or our pain or our hurt or our sticky untruths about sex, so that we can lift the lid of what we believe sex is or what we've taken on as truth as sex is, so that we can experience sex as in the truth of sex for what it is, rather than what we have been told or believed it is to be. So when I ask that we are honest and we communicate honestly about our intention to step into a tantric journey, it is to bust the shame around attending an authentic tantric session. It is to bust the shame around our sex, and that actually our desire to explore all that we are, which includes our sexual nature and our sensual nature, and our desire to actually come home to our sex for the truth of it and our body, there's nothing shameful in that. There is nothing wrong in that. But if we have not told our partner, we will not be able to settle in the room, into our experience, into our choice, without this feeling that we have not been honest, and that is because of shame, and often because of how the other person may react to our choice. Now, if we've made this clear choice for ourselves, and it is something that we know that we need to meet, to notice, to own for ourselves, our sexuality, our sensuality, our body, because we've come stuck in our own joy, in our own evolution, in our own fullness of who we are, and we know we need to approach and meet this part of who we are, and we are coming from that that love for ourselves and that pure intention for ourselves. And then our partner, when we express our choice, comes back with their feelings about how they believe what we are doing is wrong or shameful or bad, or about the lower nature and the stickiness and the stigma of Tantra or sex. That's their stuff. That is their stuff to own and to look at, and not for us to take on. And that is really, really important. And that may be a bit ouchy for people when I say that. But if someone else wants to step in our way of knowing fully who we are, so that we can be more fully ourselves with them, more fully in our love with them, more fully in our sex with them, more fully in our body with them, more fully in all that we are, for firstly ourselves, so that we can share a greater experience, a richer experience, an untainted, unshamed, unravelled, free experience with our partner. And they are umin and arin and ouchin because what they believe Tantra to be, or what they believe sex to be, then that really is their stuff. And maybe it's to offer an offer this is what I need to do for myself, and I'm giving you the invitation to look at why that feels uncomfortable for you, and we can have a conversation about this and explore this uncomfortableness together. But this is my choice for myself, and it's really important that I do this for myself, so that in my fullness I can be a greater man, I can be a greater woman, I can be a greater lover, I can be a greater mother, I can be a greater being, not just for you, but for me and the world around me.